higher television ratings, higher attendance figures. Ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't come courtesy of a league. It comes courtesy of the players that play in the league. And in her case, she was the most popular, which means she could have helped your bottom line, which means you should have seen that from day one and maximized it. But you didn't do it.
Stephen A. Smith is no stranger to fiery takes, but this time, his critique sparked a firestorm aimed squarely at WNBA players and leadership under Commissioner Kathy Engelbert. His comments struck a chord with frustrations long held by fans and analysts alike. This wasn't just about a single misstep, it was a rallying cry against the league's mishandling of one of its brightest stars, Caitlyn Clark. Imagine a player so electrifying, so transformative, that she draws record-breaking crowds and smashes viewership numbers in her debut season. Caitlyn Clark isn't just a rising star, she's the kind of player who can redefine an entire sport. Yet, instead of capitalizing on her historic success, the WNBA's response has been puzzlingly muted, leaving fans wondering.
You didn't want to, rather. You were a bit hesitant and reluctant and resistant to it. So much so you didn't push for her to be on Team USA. So much so you had people like Cheryl Swoops who didn't even want to mention her name.
Is the league building its future or sabotaging its own potential? But this issue runs deeper. Stephen A.'s critique shed light on a troubling pattern, a widening gap between the league's on-court talent and its off-court decision-making. From missed opportunities.
Everybody talk about other WNBA players not being appreciated. Nobody insulted them. Nobody dismissed their contribution. We were simply saying, despite the contributions for years and years and years, a lot of people didn't care. Fair or not? Until Caitlyn.
Opportunities to celebrate Clark's accolades, such as her recognition by Forbes 30 Under 30 and the BBC's Sports Personality of the Year, to the subdued acknowledgement of her Rookie of the Year award. The WNBA's lack of action speaks volumes. Fans noticed the silence and didn't hold back their disappointment. Smith's frustration goes beyond Clark. It's about respect, investment, and a league grappling with its own identity. His fiery delivery highlighted what many have whispered about for years, an organizational hesitancy to make bold moves and amplify star power in a way that resonates with modern sports culture. Clark isn't just an athlete, she's a phenomenon, energizing the fan base and drawing must-watch crowds.
But if you went the opposite direction, it could have helped that much and facilitated you being in an even stronger position to get yours. But you didn't do it. You didn't do it. Wow.
Yet, the league appears unsure of how to ride this wave of momentum. The stakes are monumental. Without a clear commitment to transparency, aggressive promotion, and a vision for the future, the league risks its most promising moments fading into irrelevance. Smith's critique wasn't just a hot take, it was a challenge. The WNBA has a choice: embrace the potential embodied by players like Caitlyn Clark or continue to falter. For the league to thrive, leadership must rise to the moment or face the prospect of being replaced.
They decided that they were going to let her know she was Rookie of the Year with a phone call in Connecticut during a practice before a playoff game. You can't make this up.
Momentum is everything in today's sports landscape, and time is running out. While intended to emphasize the importance of teamwork, Commissioner Engelbert's comment inadvertently downplayed Caitlyn Clark's transformative impact on the WNBA. Her record-breaking performances have significantly boosted the league's viewership, fan engagement, and overall visibility. Social media erupted with disappointment, as fans saw this as a missed opportunity to celebrate a player breathing new life into the sport. Engelbert's statements became even more perplexing during her CNBC Power Lunch appearance. While discussing,
it elevated television ratings, it elevated attendance, and it damn sure elevated franchise value. But now, something that y'all resisted talking about, opining about, acknowledging
rivalries as a key driver for viewership, She focused heavily on marketing tactics while sidestepping critical issues like player safety and fair treatment. This approach left players and fans questioning her priorities, highlighting a growing disconnect between leadership's messaging and the league's reality. The consequences of this disconnect are profound. While Engelbert talks about leveraging rivalries to boost ratings, players like Caitlyn Clark contend with inconsistent officiating and physical challenges that could jeopardize their careers. Fans aren't asking for more drama, they demand integrity, fairness, and a commitment to the players who make the league thrive. Neglecting these fundamentals risks eroding the trust critical to the WNBA's growth. Take, for example, the infamous inconsistencies in officiating. Players and fans have repeatedly voiced frustration over refereeing that veers between overly strict and bafflingly lenient.
Then are you willing to admit how stupid it was for y'all not to go all in speaking your piece to elevate Caitlyn Clark? So therefore even more attention could have come and y'all could have reaped the benefits? Now you're gonna do it anyway, and I get that, but you see my point?
Unpredictability disrupts the game's flow and creates potential safety risks. Athletes like Clark, who push the boundaries of the game with aggressive drives and precision plays, face a heightened risk of injury due to these officiating lapses. One glaring incident saw Clark receive a technical foul for hitting the ring post, an inconsistency that sparked outrage, especially when compared to how similar situations have been officiated for players like Diana Taurasi. These officiating missteps feed into a...
I noticed when you're asking about Caitlyn a lot, you bring up other rookies as well.
No league's ever about one player. That player could get hurt or whatever. So I think it's just to give recognition that in sports, people watch for compelling content and rivalries. And you can't do that alone as one person.
Broader issue. The perception that the WNBA prioritizes optics over substantive improvements. Instead of addressing glaring problems, the league often leans on marketing-friendly narratives, like rivalries, to capture attention. However, fans have made it clear they don't want preferential treatment or drama, they want fairness. The product on the court should shine, not be overshadowed by off-court controversies. Player safety is another area where the league has fallen short. Clark's historic season, filled with high-paced plays and record-breaking performances, highlighted the physical toll the game takes. She endured an alarming number of flagrant fouls.
One white, one black. And so we have that moment with these two. But the one thing I know about sports, you need rivalry. That's what makes people watch. They want to watch games of consequence between rivals. They don't want everybody being nice to one another.
Raising concerns among fans and analysts. Yet, the WNBA has offered little response, with no significant steps taken to improve officiating consistency or implement better safety protocols. Consider how a foul against Clark might be officiated in the WNBA compared to the NBA. The discrepancies are stark. Beyond officiating and safety concerns, the league's
It's a balance, but certainly from a marketing dollars, but corporate partners are stepping up to endorse these players, much more so than they were 5 years ago.
Handling of Caitlyn Clark's meteoric rise revealed deeper organizational issues. Fans packed arenas and tuned in to broadcasts in record numbers to support Clark, yet merchandise tied to her achievements was scarce, and promotional efforts around her historic season were minimal. This sent a disheartening message. While players like Clark excel on the court, the league struggles to deliver off it. Clark's breakout season wasn't just a highlight reel, it was a pivotal moment for the WNBA to redefine itself and capture new audiences. Yet, instead of...
Caitlyn Clark gets hit with a technical. After...
I got a technical for basically being mad at myself because I missed the three and then I went and hit the backboard, and he told me it was disrespectful to the game of basketball.
Building on this momentum, the league fumbled its chance to show unified support for its players and fans. These missteps aren't just disappointing, they're dangerous for a league at a crossroads. Without meaning